sit down. You tell me where you want to stop. Where do you want this?
Right around the corner, I guess. I don't know. This wrapping stuff, Dad will have to move it.
Yeah, sit down and open it up.
I thought Dad would needed to be here.
No, you. Yeah, I forgot to write on this.
I gotta do laundry. And now we wait. Yeah. All right, last day in Indiana. We're gonna have breakfast with the family.
Come back
And pick up all the mess that we have in the house.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day.
Should be okay though.
Should be fine. She has it under control.
I do, with a hurt back.
With a bad back.
I'm trying to order pictures on here. How to do it? You want to see them? Yeah.
Good morning. Damn.
Because I mean, I can go. Yeah, it's like a heavy section. You want? It's like you just saw it. It's like I haven't seen him forever. I know.
He's like, you're not gonna take me with you?
Right. Right. We are going.
All right, so plans have changed. We're not leaving today. We're leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
All the flights are full today, and there's no way we're gonna get on a flight at all. So.
I'm a bit sad though. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to go home too, but.
Another day, excuse me, gives me more time to get things done.
So the flight tomorrow is at 7 a.m. and we gotta be at the airport at least by 5. So now what's happening is I'm taking the rental back to Cincinnati, and Marvin, Andrew's dad, is gonna follow me to Cincinnati, so then we could come back together and stay here till tomorrow morning. It's just the way it is, right? So on my way to Marvin's house, I had to stop at this location. It's actually very interesting. It happens to be someone's burial place right smack in the middle of a road in Franklin. I've been very curious about this random burial site, and I noticed that there's a sign right on the side of the road that gives you a little history about it. So I stopped and checked it out.
Nancy Barnett was buried in 1831 Others later were buried near her. Those others were reportedly moved when in the early 1900s the county built a road in that area. The story is Barnett's grandson guarded the grave, and so officials built the road around it. The discovery of 7 sets of remains raises questions as to whether or not the others were ever really moved.
As it stands right now, it looks like, at least in the immediate area by where we think the Nancy Curlin Barnett grave was, nothing was removed.
During today's meeting, county commissioners voted to allow DNA analysis on the remains.
I felt like if we didn't follow that all the way through, then we've really done an injustice to not only the family but to the gravesite.
They hope to learn if whether or not the remains belong to the Barnett family, and things like their diet, age, and daily life, and maybe a little bit about ourselves.
Well, work is now underway in Johnson County to move a gravesite that's located right in the middle of a county road.
Eyewitness News reporter Bruce Kopp shows us the work underway to help traffic flow in the area, as well as preserve the history and the memory of the woman buried there.
The excavation work got underway this morning with University of Indianapolis anthropology experts carefully removing the dirt from this 4-foot-high mound.
Marvin? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Nancy Curlin Barnett was buried here 185 years ago. In 1905, the county built the road around the grave. But over the years, passing vehicles were unable to avoid hitting it.
I remember 2 or 3 accidents, and then it's always been hard to get through with farm equipment.
So they want to preserve its location, but because it sits so high above grade, it's a hazard both to drivers and to the remains themselves.
This is what the gravesite has looked like up until this week. Anthropologists plan to remove the remains and return them to the site after road crews level the ground to make it safer for traffic.
When it's done, the grave will be under the ground. About 2 feet or so, I believe, is the standard. We're planning on having a wall around it to kind of protect it, and then we'll still have we're hoping to have the historic marker there.
While the work continues, the historical marker is being stored in the back of this truck, where it states that Nancy Curlin Barnett was born back in 1793. She was married to William, who was the great-great-great-grandson of Pocahontas and John Rolfe. It also states that her grandson stood by her grave with his gun, while the county relocated the cemetery in order to build the road.
That's the first time I've worked in the middle of a road before, but also just the amount of stories that surround the grave itself.
Hopefully at the end, the families of the deceased is happy with where everything looks at, and all the history still remains there, and the final roadway is wide enough for modern-day farm equipment to get through. The project is expected to be complete in the next month. In Johnson County, Bruce Kopp, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
In Johnson County, a road is reopened tonight after months of work to accommodate one of the county's earliest settlers.
Nancy Curlin Barnett's grave is in the middle of County Road 400 South. It's been in the same spot for nearly 200 years. But now people will be able to pass more safely, and the remains will be more safe too. It's official. Opening a county road to traffic after a summer-long construction project would not normally merit a formal ceremony. But it's not every county road that doubles as a cemetery. A direct descendant of the woman buried here talked about her role in the early days of Indiana statehood.
They were among the first settlers of this area, and the town of Edinburgh was established in 1822 or 1823.
Early settler Nancy Curlin Barnett was buried here in 1831, more than 70 years before the county decided to run a road through her gravesite. From 1905 up until a few months ago, it looked like this.
Well, it's just such an important part of early Johnson County history. Nancy was one of the early pioneers of Johnson County. As far as we know, it's the only grave on the road like that in Indiana.
But it was getting in the way. Several cars hit it, and modern farm equipment had a tough time squeezing by. The county decided to remove the remains, regrade and widen the road, and then return Nancy to her final resting place. It brought in forensic archaeologists from the University of Indianapolis to help.
And so now this story can continue to be told. There's a venue where people can come and see this, because one thing about history, people talk about, oh, you're living in the past. No, these people are here right now. Now, they may not be in a living form, but they're here right now.
Local legend has it that Nancy Curlin Barnett's last request was to be buried on the grassy hill near Sugar Creek. The county has changed since then, but the hill is still there, and so is the creek. And now Nancy will remain at this spot for many years to come.
Indiana weather at its finest. I see you, Marvin. Come on. Well, that was taken care of. Now I gotta drive back to Indy. This is crazy. Now let's drive back. Am I driving? Oh, yeah. Oh, what a crazy day, huh? Yeah, Marvin. Made a little pit stop, and now we're heading back to Indiana. You gonna buy something?
Just a fancy.
Okay. So yeah, back to Indiana. We leave tomorrow.
They get, I think it's 100 yards on the inside of the river for
wow.
Expansion or anything they want to do.
Yeah.
Different. It differs from county to county or state to state. I don't know which it is. Anyways.
Yeah, let me go run inside and
Get out of your hair. You get your stuff.
All right, so we're back in Indiana, and I just dropped off Andrea's dad at the house. I'm heading to Franklin now to meet up with Andrea and continue packing for tomorrow. Our flight is early in the morning, like at 7. I have to be back here to pick up Marvin at 4, so we could be at the airport at 5. The reason why we did all this is because our flight was full today and we were not gonna make it. So I found another flight out of Indianapolis airport that's flying down to Punta Gorda. So that's what we had to do. All right, so we couldn't leave today, so we're just drinking.
Little joint though, right?
Yeah.
This is where I used to, I was like that local person.
Hang out here?
This was my dinner the 4 days off of work. We come here and drink and eat pizza and how's that blue man? Oh, it just squirt me in the face.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Well, let's eat. Oh man, we made it to the airport in Indy, and now it's just a waiting game. It's just the flight is full, but we're just gonna see if we can get on. If somebody doesn't show up, then we're good. Okay.
We're home, baby.
I don't know how we did this, but we did it.
We did it. I'm so happy to be home.
So happy to be home. I can't believe we actually made it. It was so close. We had 3 open seats and we were the top 2 on standby. So we got so lucky.
Thank goodness you used your
I used my my vacation upgrade.
It's been an adventure for sure.
Yeah. And we got this rental car from Turo. And
very nice.
So much space. Can't wait to get home.
Me neither. I can't wait.
Hey, honey. Ay, pero yo no... Yo más gordo.
¿Viste que vos estás?
Mami.
She said finally.
Yeah, I know.
Mira esto, déjame decir.
I have no control, mommy.
Hey, hola, Adi.
We're home. We're home.
Ollie doesn't know what to do.